Welcome to another afternoon edition of Crime Time with DutyRon. I'm a retired New York City police detective, and if you like all things true crime related from the police detective's perspective, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so you'll get all things DutyRon and, when Ed's available, Ed Wallace, when we go live or upload another video. Today, I want to talk to you about the preview for tonight. We have a clinical and forensic psychologist, Dr. Joni Johnston. She's going to be joining us at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I'm excited to bring this to you because we are going to get the forensic psychologist side to the Moscow 4, these 4 young students murdered some 3 weeks ago. And we're going to get down to some question and answer period with you, the audience. But before we get into it, I want to say a special thank you to all of our subscribers, the Patreon supporters, the channel members, the moderators, the folks who make this a great place. It's all because of you that we have this great community. And everybody that was here early from outside the country, there was people checking in from Dubai, as far away as Dubai, and Australia, the United Kingdom, a lot of great friends from New Zealand, so Kia ora. And good to see everyone checking in from around the world. South Africa is in the building. Sosina is here, my good Irish friend. She's really Italian, and I always say Irish. Hi, Kimberly Culp. So, again, this is a very, very fluid, moving investigation. Our heads, by a show of hands, how many heads are spinning at the amount of news that's being reported out of Moscow, Idaho? Moscow, Idaho is a small community, and it is now a storm of media and news coverage on this case, but we're getting conflicting information and conflicting stories. There's talk about a potential or possible stalker. Police walked that back and said the stalker was vetted and verified and not a stalker. Where we're being pulled in so many different directions, and that's what makes this really frustrating, is because we're all putting our hands up like, hey, we want to know what's going on. Like, give us some good solid direction. If you don't know what's happening, then don't say anything. But we're frustrated, right? Could you imagine what the parents of these 4 victims are feeling like right now? Kaylee's dad put out in at the prayer vigil that the prayer vigil was, in an environment that involved a lot of people. There was, families there and students and people from the community, and he is doing a lot of interviews, right? And he said that his daughter had more severe injuries than her friend, right? So Kaylee's didn't match Madison's, and this now sent a firestorm of news media, people on, all the social media, and asking these questions. Listen, from an investigator standpoint, I cringe when I see this unfolding, but I know emotions get in the way, and heartbreak. And this is a parent's worst nightmare. This is anybody's worst nightmare, to find out that your daughter, as he said, I sent my daughter to college and she came back in a box. It's a nightmare. Nobody wants to have to deal with this. It's something that is just horrific. But tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, we are going to get together with a forensic psychologist. She's a clinical forensic psychologist, Dr. Joni Johnston. And I'm going to ask her as many questions as I possibly can on this case, but I'm also going to have a really great guest with me. Ed Wallace, it's going to be in the middle of the night. It's it's going to be 9 a.m. for him. So the beginning of his day. When we go live at 9 p.m., it's going to be 9 a.m. over in Indonesia. So Ed Wallace is not going to be available because he's going to be teaching at that time. But retired Detective Sergeant Bill Cannon agreed to come on with us and give the homicide detective sergeant's perspective. And I wanted him to come so he could ask the forensic psychologist, some of his questions from the homicide detective's perspective, right? So I think tonight's show is going to be a doozy because we're going to have 27 years of experience on the homicide side, and then we're going to have Dr. Joni Johnston, who coincidentally, thank you, Judge Judy. I'm going to highlight that comment. Are you going to have a serial killer? Are you going to have a serial killer specialist on? She specializes in the area of serial killers. So thank you, Judge Judy 523, for that reminder. I'm going to ask her thoughts, how she feels, or if she feels that this has serial killer tendencies to it. So 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And retired Detective Sergeant Bill Cannon from Police Off the Cuff. Most of you that are here are aware of Bill Cannon's credentials. He's a retired homicide detective sergeant. He spent 15 years in investigating homicides as a supervisor, as a boss. And he's going to be joining us to ask a lot of great questions. And I want you guys to send in on DutyRon.com. Hi, Jeep Girl. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Hello, Dr. Ed and Julie. Dr. Ed Moskowitz and Julie is here. So I want you guys to go over to DutyRon.com and put in questions for tonight's show for Forensic Psychologist. So I would like to get your questions so I can ask my esteemed panel, and in particular, Dr. Joni Johnston. She has a book that I will link in the description where you guys can go get it, 101 Questions True Crime Enthusiasts Want to Know About Serial Killers. And that book is awesome. And I hope that you guys will go over to Amazon and pick it up. I have the link in the description of tonight's video. But what's going to happen is everybody that's here is going to be redirected to tonight's video, so you can actually do the check mark, and you can, set your reminder, if you will, hit the thumbs up and set the reminder for tonight. Trudy B says, I have the book on Audible. Excellent. That is awesome. Thank you, Trudy, with the booty. My tarot lady says, great, always a great educational show. Thank you from Facebook. So yeah, I mean, tonight is going to be interesting. She doesn't have all the answers to all the questions, but we're certainly going to ask her from her, forensic psychologist profession, her professional opinion on what she thinks, what we have going on here. Lieutenant Pete Pranzo and Richella, always great to see you. Hi, Brandy. So the book is linked down in the description. I might have messed it up, but it's 101 Questions True Crime Enthusiasts Want to Know About Serial Killers. Let me get it now, because I know I screwed that up. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go over and look at tonight's show. That's already here we go. All right. So the title is, and there's 9 people. There's 9 people in tonight's stream waiting. All right, so it's serial killers, 101 Questions True Crime Fans Ask. All right, so I put my own twist on it, but that's in fact the exact title. It's called Serial Killers 101 Questions True Crime Fans Ask. So pretty cool book. I scanned through it myself, and I'm looking forward to having her on. She has been on with us in the past, and she chimed in on the Brian Laundrie case, and she also chimed in on Vicky and Casey White. For those of you who don't remember, Vicky White was a corrections executive who busted out a convicted murderer out of jail in Alabama, and they went on this multi-state it wasn't a chase, but the multi-state, run. They were on the run and wound up being captured in Indiana. So she came in and chimed in on both of those cases, and she gave some great insight. So I'm looking forward to it tonight. But again, while we have retired Detective Sergeant Bill Cannon on, we're going to get into some parts of the case. We're going to talk about the grub truck video. I'm going to play 10 minutes of that video, and we're going to meet. Bill and I are going to look it over, and we're going to talk to you about that suspect or subject. I'll say subject that was cleared, and was cleared kind of fast. And as we always say, is if somebody's cleared, that doesn't mean that that person is can't be brought back in and questioned again. Jeep Girl, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Always great to see you in the live chat, Jeep Girl. So let me see. Carmen, thank you so much for your super love. Appreciate it. I'll do the super love. Thank you, Carmen. Some people, I used to always do that. And then I stopped doing it, and people start asking for it in the questions. Kathy from Texas, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Yeah, and some of the new information is, both Kaylee and Madison were in the same room, in the same bed, and that and the additional more severe injuries sustained by Kaylee was new information that was leaked out by her father to the media. Facebook user Soldier Girl, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Roro, love and respect as always in Bakersfield, California. That's Orrin and Orson West's family right there. Sincere and classic. Always great to see you, Roro. I'm always thinking about you and sending you love this holiday season. The first one without her beloved mom, and my wife's going through the same thing. My mother-in-law passed away this year. So this Christmas is going to be a little difficult for us. It's the first year without my mother-in-law, without my wife's mom. So Ro, our hearts are breaking with you as well. And we're sending you strength, prayers, and always positive vibes from Crime Time with DutyRon and the community. So tonight, 9:00, I highly recommend you guys set the reminder. So if you can't be up because of the time difference, make sure you set the reminder, because then that reminder will circle you back to watch the replay. You're not going to want to miss this replay. This is going to be good, but I want you guys to send in questions if you can, please. Urban Infidel, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for setting a reminder. Roro, everybody's sending you love. But I want you guys to send in some of your input and questions. Pineapple Slushy is here. She feels like it's someone that is known to the group. I kind of get that vibe as well. It's got to be somebody that's known or somebody that knows the area. But there's a lot of things. There's a lot of sleuthing going on. There's a lot of speculation. And as we know, like, look at some of the past cases that we covered, right? There's still people talking about right now at this time that Brian Laundrie is still alive and that he's living somewhere outside the country. So everybody has different input on these cases. We try to stick to what we got factual wise, what we have evidentiary wise, and what it looks as something that's probable, not something that's possible. We look at some of the probabilities and some of the things that make sense, right? And then you look at stuff that doesn't make sense, and then you have to decipher that information. And that's what good detectives do. They look at everything. They don't just look at one of the possibilities or one of the things that seem most possible. You got to look at everything, So it is what it is, guys. Roro, thank you. Love and respect back at you. You see, allegedly says, I stand by Laundrie is alive. I have since finding him. Yeah. So to each their own. I respect everybody's thoughts and opinions, but at the same time, I trust the science. I trust the science because I've seen it in action, and I know what it's about. Amelia says, "Isn't Elvis alive too?" Yeah. So that's the things that you have to really look at. You know, we've got to look at what's being presented to us and who's presenting it. Where does these details come from? And that's what you have to look for, the origin of where the details come from. So I want to just send a lot of love and respect to everyone who has been watching our replays, leaving kind comments for Ed Wallace and myself. You know, your engagement after the video ends is so important. And in these cases, you know, I've gotten so much information from you, the public. A lot of people send in tips and leads or thoughts to DutyRon.com. And some of them that I go through with the people who send them, we wind up, I wind up advising them to send it over to the Moscow Police Department. Some of the tips and some of the leads, we don't advise, certain things that are, thoughts and visions and dreams, but some and any information that comes in that I've put my hands on, we've forwarded it to the proper authorities. And that's always great when people feel comfortable sending information. But I say, first and foremost, if you ever have any information that you feel is pertinent to this investigation, send it to the authorities first and foremost. But if it's something that you just want to run by me and we can have a conversation about it, I think that's good too. So thank you for doing that. Miss Donna Marie is here. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you. So a lot of things to unpack and discuss, a lot of things to go over. I'm still working on the safety, the personal safety and home safety live stream that I talked to you about. I'm trying to get some of the people in that I want to, have in on this live stream. So it's kind of tough to get everybody together and put all these people together. But I am working on it behind the scenes, and I'm also working my full-time job as well. So it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. Thank you, Mickey Duff. Appreciate it. Awesome channel. Matty Boy Sully's here. Always appreciate you. Matty Boy is a Marine. Hoorah. Thank you for your service to this country. Matty Boy, Sully, and everybody who has served and has paid the ultimate sacrifice as well. We have plenty of widows of Marines and military that are here in our live chat and on the replay. And I send prayers and strength and my appreciation for the sacrifice, the deep sacrifice. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here because I got to get back into the office. But tonight, 9 p.m., just be advised, we're going to all be redirected over to the show for tonight. So you'll be in the lobby, and the live video for tonight, you guys will all get redirected over there. So when you go over there, make sure you do two things. Number one, hit the notification bell right there. And then number two, hit the thumbs up on the video. And if you could remember here, same thing, hit the thumbs up. It's always appreciated. I thank you for everybody being here. You guys are awesome. And the live chatters, the replay viewers, and all the moderators and all the folks, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'll see you guys all tonight. Hang around for the outro, because it's going to show Ed Wallace's cute little baby, Kara, his little puppy. We added it to the outro. So stay till the end. Don't leave. Listen to the outro and watch my dog and my 35-year-old African Gray, and now Ed's under 1-year-old little beauty, Kara. So I'll see you guys tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. God bless the world. God bless the United States of America. And God bless each and every one of us here in the chat, but especially all the victims of crime out there across the globe and their families. We'll see you tonight, guys, 9 p.m. Eastern. Peace and love from DutyRon.